Yeah. Good morning. Whew. All right. Hey, just trying to get my goals in, right? Every day. Um, some exceptions, but always working on trying to be better than I was before. Good morning, everybody. Got ourselves a stegosaurus this morning, which is always fun, right? Moved into the dinosaur phase of her book. Happy New Year, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Anybody here working on anything in particular in the new year? Cursive writing, huh? That's interesting. I haven't thought about cursive writing since what, sixth grade or something like that, when they were still training us on that. I don't know if they train kids in school on cursive anymore, but yeah, I don't know. I remember that was important in school that we learned to write cursive. There's the S, and I don't remember the A, but there's like a big A like that, right? Something. Um, but I actually trained myself to write. What's the word for not cursive? There are things that I liked about it more. Though I did train myself to write an A. It looks like this basically. Um, and when I was in high school. I graduated in 1996. So that was a long time ago. So yeah, it's been a while. You know, kind of shocking. It's coming up on 30 years. I know. It's Yeah, so yeah, time keeps rolling on for some reason, right? Let's see, actually, I forgot to put this in here. See if it'll go. Oh, it's already gone. All right, never mind. But yeah, it's I appreciate that. Just I'm sketching from this book up here. So I'm looking at it's part of my daily warm up kind of morning study routine. Um, Try to spend about an hour on this. Um, Little baby Stegosaurus is back here too, so that's kind of fun. Good morning. How are you doing for time? 18 minutes in. That's pretty good. Yeah, I've been doing a couple things with this project. So one is, obviously just sketching her great drawings, her great designs. But the other part is the second half, which is working on my inking. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Good morning. A little bit of a late start this morning. I meant to get up earlier, but I've been letting myself sleep in, which is weird. Good thing I remembered I filled up my water tub there. I just almost shoved my whole hand in there. Should have been funny. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know, is January 2nd a holiday of any kind? Does it work that way at all? Yeah, that's true of a lot of the kind of the businesses. This kind of week, 2 weeks after Christmas, tend to be pretty slow. I have chores to do for my university. Well, even though we're technically on vacation, I got to rework my course stuff for next semester because we're hoping to kind of unify some of the instruction, especially when I'm working with adjuncts. Because the way typically, university classes are taught, which I think depending on what it is can be a good thing. I think if it's foundational, then it can be a problem. But basically the way they're taught is professors are given a list of goals and outcomes, and then they individually come up with projects and assignments and activities and lectures and all of that for their individual section of that course. So if there's 20 sections of a figure drawing, it's possible that all 20 will be taught very differently from each other depending on the background and interests of that professor, especially in the art world. If you go to the science, it's a little bit different because there's kind of established bits of information and processes that are kind of universal due to the nature of the subject matter. But in the arts, it's a bit different because everything's so subjective in the literal sense. And anyway, what that leads to is a lot of chaos in the instruction, especially again at the foundational level, because what happens is the subsequent classes the students take, the professors don't know what the students actually know, which is a problem. And so you often end up having to re-instruct students or tell them to go instruct themselves on something that you think they should have understood well before. When I was Ringling previous to this, they did things a little bit differently. Well, a lot differently. Basically, you had a course lead, and that course lead was in charge of developing the curriculum for the course, and they didn't have to do it by themselves, but they were in charge of that. So basically, they would put together a resources, schedules, assignments, and things for each course, and then the teachers teaching that section would then use that as their primary instructional material. And doesn't necessarily mean the course that they came up with was perfect. Like, I was teaching in one area for part of my first year there, and I didn't really like what they put together. I thought it was too chaotic and not unified in ways that I like to unify things. So I like to have things set up so that one project kind of leads into the next one, and then you're redoing or reusing things you've learned before in a new context. And I think that makes a big difference for how students learn things. So they're not just doing one thing and then they've done that and they move on to the next thing. And so there was a course like that was taught that way, and I didn't like how they had structured it. So, but when I got a chance to do my own and set it up together, mine's set up so that it kind of links across semesters and time and projects and all of that as a way of building it. So anyway, we're trying to do that with the courses here. So we had a big kind of powwow at the end of the semester where we got to kind of see what other people were doing, and it kind of helped me kind of rethink some things. So I've been reworking my course a little bit over the break, but I had a hard time at home because I was dealing with here's my privilege speaking. I was dealing with a single monitor laptop situation where, here at home I've got, 3 screens I'm working off of. It's a lot easier for me to kind of organize stuff. So, so I've been working on that, and I need to finish putting that together this week because classes start up in about 10 days, so it's coming up pretty quick. And there's some university kind of paperwork I have to do that says, hey, I'm going to do this year. Let's see how it goes. Good morning, everybody popping in. What are we doing for timer? 39. All right, so should be able to finish this drawing up. I think I spent about 20 minutes sketching it out, and then trying to take my time to work on the inking skills here. Hello over there on Kick, Eminem. How you doing? Working on we call it my morning studies. So every morning, pretty much every morning I get up, I probably spend an hour doing kind of these warm-ups, and lately I've been doing a lot of master studies and working on some inking skills here. So I'm studying from Terryl Whitlatch's Science of Creature Design, which I've been working on all fall. I'm trying to take it a little bit slower by working on the inking aspect too. So normally I would just kind of do a rough, maybe ballpoint pen sketch, and so I've been through a number of books. I thought, I'm kind of used to doing them, so I thought it would be fun to do them on live streams. So Good morning, people popping in. There we go. So, but yeah, just trying to be consistent on here. Yeah, should have just enough time to finish off this page here. I don't usually take live people, especially if I don't know them on here. So, yes, sorry about that. I appreciate that. I'm studying Terryl Whitlatch's Science of Creature Design. So I have her book up here above me, and I'm copying one of her drawings over here. And actually, not too many pages left, 18 pages, so hopefully be done soon. I've been taking this one a little bit slower because I'm trying to work on my inking skills at the same time I'm sketching out the anatomy of the creatures here. which has been part of my general goals. I always have to have things I'm trying to get done over here. If if there's anything you want to study from me, I do have my teaching site, so at myartprofessor.com. It's mostly perspective stuff over there at the moment. And so that's kind of the focus of it. There we go. But I do want to do like a figure drawing thing. I've got it's myartprofessor.com. So all one word, myartprofessor, typing it on here. .com. And it's been kind of reworking a lot of the front end stuff, and then I want to finish a course. I haven't got most of it ready. I just have to do the final projects for it. It's based off of a sequence of courses I taught at Ringling, College of Art and Design in Florida, which is a major kind of art and design school. And so I want to finish that up, and then I'm thinking maybe I'll do figure drawing next, or maybe concept art. We'll see. But I think what I'm trying to do there is a little bit unique. So most of the websites for art education and all of that, they tend to be more of like a master class setup, basically, where you have one teacher and they're kind of showing what they do, and you kind of learn about their process, which I think can be really good, depending on what you're trying to do. But for most people, like especially your beginners, you need kind of a way to see how things interrelate with each other. And and I've taught at universities for over 20 years now. This fall was my 20th anniversary since I started teaching. And I've taught in different majors, I've taught different kinds of classes, and then of course, my professional experience with galleries and game studios and illustration studios and all of that, I think kind of puts me in a unique position. And that means I can teach basic stuff to more complicated stuff and business stuff in a way that I think is a little bit unusual. It's made me kind of valuable as a hire at different universities as well. And so that's why I keep getting hired where I apply usually. And so my goal is kind of put all of the stuff that I've taught and done over the years onto that site. And so I thought I would start with this sequence of courses I did for sequence of projects that were part of a semester-long course at Ringling in perspective drawing, but it's like perspective with a design emphasis. So you do learn kind of all the technical stuff of perspective, but it's kind of with a design outcome. So you're not just connecting dots together on a perspective grid, but you're doing it with a purpose to come up with a solution. And So, so that's kind of what I've been working on over there. And anyway, I've kind of ignored it for the last couple of years due to another project I was working on, and that project is done finally, or effectively done. And so I've been back working on my little teaching site again. So excited about that. I've been having a lot of fun kind of reworking some of the front end stuff, and I think I'm just about done with that, and then I can start on the actual instructional side of it. But the goal for the site in terms of its productive abilities, I'd like to get to like 100 subscribers this year. A lot more than that, but I think that's a good goal to set to focus on. And I think students that are definitely taking the courses live have really seen a lot of benefit from it. Actually, just reached out to a bunch of my old Ringling students to get some testimonials from them. So got a handful so far. I sent them out a couple days ago. I need to send out some more, but so far they look pretty good. And get those up there. Ones I have up right now are from old SCAD students I had in Hong Kong. Though not all of them are Hong Kongers. Oops. Got a big drip right there. Too much ink on the nib. Just don't want it dripping away from me. Yeah, but I think I've definitely learned a lot in the last year, kind of following this kind of path of study that I've taken myself on to improve some things that I felt could be better, and looking forward to continuing it in the new year. I don't know if anybody's who's watching, but anybody else got anything that they're kind of working on this year? Let's see, just bring my little support over here. So my table's actually up at an angle, as high as I can get it. Actually, I probably would do it higher up if I could, but it's as far as it goes. But that's fine. But so I put a big sheet of metal on it that I got, and then magnets kind of keep things in place. So I put in these like special supports like this. It actually has a magnet on it, and keeps the stuff from moving around. If I was on live stream though, I probably would spin this book around a little bit to get some of these ink angles a little bit better. Dog does look like he could use a blanket, but we're just about done here, so finishing up this little study and then call it a morning study. So finish inking this up. Good morning. Just working on finishing up this little bit of a morning study, and then move on to the other things I gotta do today. Beautiful, chilly Thursday morning, as it is, as it were, as it will be. It's starting to feel better. Alright, we got page 141. Let's see if there's any little details I want to put in here before we call it a morning. But do appreciate everybody that came in. And hopefully inspire you to pursue your own little goals in the new year. Because there's so much to do. I think 2025 is going to be an interesting year. And don't know what exactly it's going to bring, but I think there's a lot of possibility out in the air right now. Alright, and today is the 2nd, right? So 2025. Who knew, right? January 2nd. So, again, thanks to everybody that came in. I appreciate it. Called a morning study there. Finish off that page and move on to the next one. So talk to you next time.